It's Will Faerber from Art to Ride, and today we're going to have a little lesson on how to go over trotting poles. Now you notice how this horse has just gone over and there was absolutely no change in the rhythm nor change in his frame. And see that we're doing this in a complete stretch with the horse all the way long in a good working trot where he's working over his back, swinging beautifully. This is my associate trainer Amber here helping me out this morning on Zoolander. So look how she keeps him in the same frame all the time, and even though he's stretching down, look how she is stretching up and keeping her upper body up. So she's not interfering him by leaning forward. A lot of people will lean forward in the stretch, and unfortunately what that does is throw the horse onto its forehand. So look how nicely he goes over that without losing his rhythm there. He stepped on that pole just a little bit. So you want to ask him to open up his frame just a little bit so he has to reach just a little bit more, so make him a little more active, like that, there. And she gets a little more swing in the trot, and we'll see how he does this time. Now once again, Zoolander, you can see once in a while he gets a little behind the vertical. He was a horse who was extremely broken in the neck. You hear us talking about that, broken to the third vertebrae. So when he gets out, he tends to be a little crinked over forward a little bit. So our goal is always to get that nose straight out in front of him, like that. Now see how beautifully he was able to go over that. Now I'm going to ask her to bring him up into a working frame. All she's going to do is get her hands out in front of her and bring his pole up without asking for any more flexion, like that, without changing the rhythm. So there shouldn't be any change in the horse's trot between your stretch trot and your working trot. The working trot, once again, being how high you can bring the pole without changing anything else. Very nice. So she'll keep him right there and see if he can get over the pole in exactly the same rhythm in that. And he does beautifully. So she'll let him have a stretch all the way down again. And then she's going to go ahead and change the rein across the diagonal this time. Just letting him have that nice, beautiful stretch. Comfortable horse. Back on this contact with the snaffle. Be sure you don't touch the curve there a little bit. Yeah, very, very nice. So all the way out there. A little more active. He's curling just a little bit, so I'll ask her to bring him a little more forward like that so the frame opens up a little bit more. Being sure you're on the snaffle, less contact with the curb. Get more contact on the snaffle. There we go, like this. And then right through in the rhythm. So first in the stretch. Very nicely done. Now we're going to ask you to bring him up into a working trot again. So once again, we're going to find his working trot by just bringing the pole up. Just like that, without changing the rhythm of the horse or the frame. Beautiful. Now he has a beautiful working trot right there. There would be his working trot for today, right there. Very nice. Notice how nothing changed except he just lifted his neck up a little bit. That's the only difference between the stretched working trot and the actual working trot itself. Beautiful, just like that. So you see how there was absolutely no change of rhythm. Now we'll give him a reward by stretching him all the way down, doing that so beautifully. So take a look at these and work your horse. Start with a single pole at home till you can get the horse to stretching and going over it without any change of rhythm. And then the next time around, try bringing him up as high as you can. But if your horse goes hollow or you lose the rhythm over the poles, you know that you've done too much. Now the other thing is be sure that your poles, we start at a 4.5 feet distance, but if you have a smaller horse, you may need to make that a little bit smaller. If you have a larger horse, you may need to make that longer. That is the distance between the poles. You'd never want to be more than about 5 foot for any horse, or any that were too much higher than that. So once again, we're going to bring him back up and find a working trot again. Same trot he's in. All she's going to do is shorten her snaffle rein there. Bring him up right there so nothing changes. Very nice. And through the poles one more time. Now you can see that time he actually did hollow a little bit. So we're going to ask him to bring him a little bit more active forward again. And we're going to go back and do it one more time. Always want to finish with something good. There, stabilize him there, right there. Now we've got the size trot we need. Bring your hands up in front of you there a little bit, Amber. Pull up just a little bit right there. And we'll see if we can get through there this time without any change of rhythm. But that was good for you all to see how he changed and hollowed a little bit and how that altered how he went through the poles. Beautiful that time. That's what we're looking for. Now let him stretch all the way down. So again, this is Will Faerber from Art to Ride with my associate trainer Amber and our good boy Zoolander. See you next time.